This is Jay Swan with Mr. Stories Diary. The lady who lived with 92 ghosts. It all started with her grandson Carlos and his family. During the years, they would go over to Grandma's house. They'd go over to Carmen's house. They would spend time over there. She lived in an old house. It needed remodeling. It was poorly maintained, had a weird, stenchy odor to it. Things just didn't feel right. Things felt a little off. Well, over the years, Carlos and the family wondered why it had always felt like they were being watched and things just didn't feel right. No matter what room of the house they went into, things just felt off. Well, years later, they decide to start remodeling her home, and by their surprise, they end up discovering a suitcase. They're like, oh wow. So they wipe the dust off of it, and by their surprise, they end up finding a whole pile of photos. And they're not just any ordinary photos. These are photos of ghosts. Many of them. In documents. They are absolutely shocked. They can't believe what they have found. And as they dig a little deeper through the documents and photos, they end up finding some journal material. Come to find out, Grandma Carmen had been holding seances within the walls of her house for a very long time. And during these seances, there would be candles around in a circle. There would be members within the circle, and they would chant, and they would sprinkle herbs around the room, and they would conduct the seance, and they would summon spirits. They were absolutely blown away. Carlos and the family could not believe it. He then goes off and he begins to talk more about it to his, family and his friends, and he's deep down, he's believing, man, is my grandma a witch? So as time went on, he believed that his grandmother, Grandma Carmen, was a witch. It seems like it. Look at what she hid in the suitcase. Why wouldn't she be a witch? 92 ghosts? They don't just end up there for just any reason, for no reason. They had to have ended up there somehow. And, the answer is, she summoned them. And, members of the household began experiencing markings on their skin, all over their bodies. And one time Carlos, he was lying down in bed, and under the blankets all of a sudden he felt another person's leg next to him. When he turned around to see who it was, there was no one there. So many people had their experiences, and members of the family would experience apparitions all the time. They would see shadow figures, they would see reflections in the glass, they would go to get a drink of water and see a reflection. If you like creepy stories like this, like, follow, and share for more.